Shalom. I want to start by giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekah Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Enough respect to the brothers laboring in this truth. This is your brother Karath. And I got another lesson for you. I think I'm going to title this one, Mercy in the Law. See, oftentimes people, they miss the whole aspect of mercy that is contained within the law. You know, they're so they get so hung up on the Most High being a power that that wants to see some type of bloodshed and wants to see someone be killed. They miss the aspect about mercy. You know. Let me see. Let me start here. This is Matthew, and this mercy was all throughout the law. This is Matthew 23 and 23. It reads, "Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye pay tithe of mint and anise and cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law, judgment, mercy, and faith. These ought ye have to have done, and not leave the other undone." So the law is about mercy. You know, it's not just about, judgment, somebody getting judged for something. It's not just about, the things that are more superficial. It's got more depth to it, man. It has mercy and faith, man. And then the judgments, the law. God, let me grab this real quick. This is Leviticus 19. This is Leviticus 19 and verse 18. It says, "Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord." So this is one of the main scriptures that should stand out to people when they're reading the Torah, is that they should understand that, we should not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of our people, but we should love our neighbor, and our neighbor is the children of thy people. It's not, you're not picking and choosing. This is a Chex Mix. Your neighbor is the children of thy people. You should love your neighbor as yourself. So that's an element of mercy right there. You shouldn't be out here being a super avenger when it comes to your people or holding a grudge. You should be dealing with them in a merciful manner. This is Leviticus 25. Leviticus 25 and 10. It says, "And ye shall hallow the 50th year, and proclaim liberty throughout all the land unto all the inhabitants thereof. It shall be a jubilee unto you, and ye shall return every man unto his possession, and ye shall return every man unto his family." Verse 13, "And the year of this jubilee ye shall return every man unto his possession." So this is about setting people free, man, having mercy at a certain point, letting people go free. Indentured servitude was a thing, but at a certain point, you're supposed to let people go free, man. So that's an element of mercy there. Jump down to 35. "And if thy brother be waxen poor and fallen in decay with thee, then thou shalt relieve him. Yea, though he be a stranger or a sojourner, that he may live with thee." And we know the stranger and the sojourner is talking about the children of thy people, the people that are traveling throughout different lands. You know what I mean? They just they put down roots in different lands, and then they might be sojourning through your land, but they're basically telling you how to act merciful to him. It says, "If thy brother be waxen poor and fallen in decay with thee, then thou shalt relieve him. Yea, though he be a stranger or a sojourner, that he may live with thee." So You're supposed to have some type of compassion on him, man. Let him live with you. If he's waxing poor and falling in decay, let him live with you. That's that mercy. Have mercy on him. Verse 36, take thou no usury of him. Don't try to get compound interest or anything from him, or try to increase, but fear the Most High, that thy brother may live with thee. More mercy right there. Wouldn't you agree? Mercy is all throughout the scriptures, man. This is Leviticus 23 and 22. But brother, some people are blind. All they see is murder. All they see is bloodshed. Leviticus 23 and 22. And when ye reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not make clean riddance of the corners of thy field. When thou reapest, neither shalt thou gather any gleaning of thy harvest. Thou shalt leave them unto the poor and to the stranger. I am the Lord your power. So this is like the modern day. This would be modern day. What do you call it? Welfare. Looking out for the well-being and the welfare of your brother. That's mercy. Have some mercy, man. Leave something for him to eat. Don't be so selfish. Leviticus 19 and 9. And when you reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not wholly reap the corners of thy field, neither shalt thou gather the gleanings of thy harvest. Verse 10, and thou shalt not glean thy vineyard, neither shalt thou gather every grape of thy vineyard. Thou shalt leave them for the poor and the stranger. I am the Lord your power. See, look out for him, man. Have some mercy. Look out for your neighbor. This is in the law, man. Exodus 21. In verse 2, if thou buy an Hebrew servant, an indentured servant, 6 years he shall serve, and in the 7th he shall go out free for nothing. Let him go. Have mercy. See, this is the point, the biggest point that brothers miss concerning the law is the mercifulness of it. It's about mercy. And then again, it's about other things too. But, people miss this element. And by missing this element, you miss the nature of the Heavenly Father. You miss what he's trying to accomplish by even sending us, Lord Yahweh Shai. It's not about, that's why he said, I didn't come to destroy the world. Came to save it, because it's about him salvaging and him about having mercy on his people. This is Numbers 35, 31. It says, moreover, ye shall take no satisfaction for the life of a murderer, which is guilty of death. So it's basically saying you can't take no money. You're not allowed to accept money, and if somebody murders somebody, you can't just be taking money and be like, all right, everything's squared away. Nah, that's going off. You can't do that, which is guilty of death, but he shall be surely put to death. But we see that excluding murder from the crime, it's probable that compensation for injuries was allowed. So that's a form of mercy in itself. So if you take murder out of the picture, you can possibly use compensation for injuries, and so compensation for injuries would be allowed, in the form of a fine, in the form of payment. Because the law was more about exact justice, not revenge. It was more about exact justice. Jake be so hung up on, I'm looking for revenge. It ain't about revenge. It's about exact justice, or more than that, it's about public justice. So other people can see, fear, and be like, okay, I better operate within love, mercy, and compassion for my neighbor. Because if I don't, then there's going to be exact justice. There's going to be absolute justice. It's not about private vengeance. Because people get so caught up on that eye for an eye. Oh, it's eye for an eye. You do this to me, and I do this to you. It ain't about that. Leviticus 24 and 17, it does say, and he that killeth any man shall surely be put to death. And he that killeth any man shall surely be put to death. And he that killeth a beast shall make it good, beast for beast. And if a man cause a blemish in the neighbor as he hath done, so shall it be done to him. Breach for breach, eye for eye, tooth for tooth. As he hath caused a blemish in a man, so shall it be done to him again. And again, this isn't necessarily talking about like revenge or private vengeance. This is talking about public justice. This is talking about absolute justice or exact justice. It's not private revenge. This isn't about private revenge. This is about public justice. This is for the greater good of the nation. You know what I'm saying? Deuteronomy 24. Deuteronomy 24, verse 6. No man shall take the nether or the upper millstone to pledge, for he taketh a man's life to pledge. Verse 10. When thou doest lend thy brother anything, thou shalt not go into his house to fetch his pledge. Dang, I want to read this in the NLT. Matter of fact, I think I am. Lord willing, I'm going to read this in the NLT. It says, Deuteronomy 24. Okay. It says, Salakia. It says, Deuteronomy 24, verse 6, it says, it is wrong to take a set of millstones or even just the upper millstone as security for a loan, for the owner uses it to make a living. So you can't take something from your brother that he uses to make a living. You know what I'm saying? Have mercy on him, man. Don't just take what he has to make a living and be like, hey, I'm taking this until you as a security until you give me. Can't do that. That's wicked. If you lend anything, jumping down to verse 10, if you lend anything to your neighbor, do not enter his house to pick up the item he is giving as security. You must wait outside while he goes in and brings it out to you. If your neighbor is poor and gives you his cloak as security for a loan, do not keep the cloak overnight. Verse 13, return the cloak to its owner by sunset so he can stay warm through the night and bless you. And the Lord your power will count you as righteous. See what I'm saying? So this is about mercy, man. The law is about mercy. The law is about looking out for your brother, man. The law, contrary to popular belief, the law is not about, mashing on somebody or private justice. Running down on your op. It ain't about that. You're missing the point if you're doing that, man. This is about having mercy on your neighbor. This is Deuteronomy 23 and 24. It says, when you enter your neighbor's vineyard, you may eat your fill of grapes, but you must not carry any away in a basket. So if you go into somebody else's yard and you see something there to eat, you can eat some, but don't be trying to stack up for later. You eat your fill of grapes, but you can't carry nothing away in a basket, man. Verse 25, and when you enter your neighbor's field of grain, you may pluck the heads of the grain with your hand, but you must not harvest it with a sickle. So you can't just be cutting down stuff, but you could take something with your hand, and this is somebody else's property, man. Have some type of decency, have some type of respect. You know what I'm saying? Value, and honor his stuff. This is Deuteronomy. Salakia, this is Matthew. Now, an example of this is when Lord Yahushua, when he went into the field. This is Matthew 12 and 1. At that time, Yahushua went on the Sabbath day through the corn, and his disciples were at hungered and began to pluck the ears of corn and to eat. But when the Pharisees saw it, they said unto him, behold, thy disciples do that which is not lawful to do upon the Sabbath day. But he said unto them, have ye not read what David did when he was hungered and they that were with him? So the point is Verse 7, I guess I could jump down to verse 7. But if ye had known what this meaneth, I will have mercy and not sacrifice, you would not have condemned the guiltless. So, it's about mercy. And Lord Yahushua was trying to let him know, man, this is about mercy, man. This isn't about just mashing on people with the law. It's about having some type of mercy. We know that the one guy, according to Deuteronomy 24, in verse 24, we know, or 24 in verse 6, we know that the guy he owed him something, but still, man, have some mercy on him. We understand, according to the law, he owes him or whatever the case may be, but have mercy. This is Deuteronomy 22. Salakia, this is Deuteronomy 22 in verse 8. Salakia. Deuteronomy 22 and 8. When thou buildest a new house, then thou shalt make a battlement for thy roof. So it's saying when you build a new house, you better make a balcony, make a battlement for your roof, that you can bring not blood upon thine house. If any man fall from thence, thou shalt not sow thy vineyard. Salakia. So verse 8 is basically about thinking ahead and having compassion on your neighbor, thinking ahead like, hey, he could fall and kill himself. Let me think ahead. Let me try to consider him. You know what I'm saying? A merciful man will think ahead for his neighbor and be like, yeah, this might not be the best thing for that person. So let me help them, prevent this from happening. So, even when it comes down to building a house, man, be considerate to your neighbor. Think about him in this way. And this is mercy, man. This is a form of mercy in the law, man. There's a bunch of instances where there was mercy, man. It's Deuteronomy 22, or it's like Deuteronomy 23 and 24. It says, when thou comest into thy neighbor's vineyard, when thou mayest eat grapes, thy fill at thine own pleasure, but thou shalt not put any in a vessel. And this is saying the same thing. You know what I'm saying? We're familiar with this one. You can't just be loading up or trying to stock up. Deuteronomy 22 and 1. Thou shalt not see thy brother's ox or his sheep go astray and hide thyself from them. Thou shalt in any case bring them again unto thy brother. So you can't just be taking his stuff, try and hide it and keep it for yourself. And it says, and if thy brother be not nigh unto thee, or if thou know him not, then thou shalt bring it unto thine own. Ooh, and that's a super cut. Look what it says. It says, and if thy brother be not nigh unto thee, or if thou know him not. So your brother can be a man that you don't know, not part of your camp, somebody that you don't even know. That's a super cut to that nonsense talk. Like people think that they only supposed to love people that's part of a camp or part of a group, but that's going into something else. Deuteronomy 22 and 2. And if thy brother be not nigh unto thee, or if thou know him not, then thou shalt bring it unto thine own house, and it shall be with thee unto thy brother seek after it, and thou shalt restore it to him. You know what I'm saying? So you got to restore it to him. Verse 3. In like manner shalt thou do with his ass, and so shalt thou do with his raiment, and with all lost thing of thy brothers, which he hath lost, and thou hast found, shalt thou do likewise. Thou mayest not hide thyself. So more mercy, man. This is an example of just more mercy. It just doesn't stop. So they think that they can just do what they want to do out here, like not show no mercy. The law is about, my enemies and the other side and all of that, man. You must not really understand who the Most High is, man, because the Most High, he likes mercy, man. The Most High is if you know him, he's about loving kindness. He's about judgment and righteousness, and he delights in mercy. According to Micah 7:18, the Most High delights in mercy. And we know that the Most High shows mercy to whom he will. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let me go back. This is Deuteronomy This is Deuteronomy 19. Deuteronomy 19 and 16. It says, if a false witness rise up against any man to testify against him that which is wrong, verse 17, then both the men between whom the controversy is shall stand before the Lord, before the priests and the judges which shall be in those days. And the judges shall make diligent inquisition. And behold, if the witness be a false witness and have testified falsely against his brother, verse 19, then shall ye do unto him as he had thought to have done unto his brother, so shalt thou put the evil away from among you. So it's about putting evil away. It's about letting brotherly kindness continue and brotherly love continue. It's not so much about revenge and private vengeance. It's about absolute justice, so that absolute justice can reign. Truth and justice can reign in the community. It's about public justice, so that everybody can see and fear and be like, yeah, I want to do the right thing toward my brother. Then shall ye do unto him as he had thought to have done unto his brother, so shalt thou put the evil away from among you, and those which remain shall hear and fear. So you see, verse 20, that's the spirit. So it says, and those which remain shall hear and fear, and shall henceforth commit no more any such evil among you. So it's more about, like I said before, it's not so much about revenge or private vengeance. It's about public justice, and it's about letting justice reign. It's about letting brotherly love continue. So that mercy is all throughout the law, man. In Leviticus. Maybe it's just that brothers can't see it because they're so hung up on other things. Leviticus 19 and 33. And if a stranger sojourn with thee in your land, ye shall not vex him. But the stranger that dwelleth with you shall be unto you as one born among you. And thou shalt love him as thyself, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your power. So, this is more brotherly love here. This is more compassion, more mercy, more charity, more mercy, more compassion, more charity. It's Leviticus 15. Leviticus 19. And I guess I'll jump to 15. This is 15. Then I'll jump back. Leviticus 19 and 15. Ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty, but in righteousness shalt thou judge thy neighbor. Verse 13. Thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor, neither rob him. The wages of him that is hired shall not abide with thee all night until the morning. So you're supposed to, somebody work for you, you pay them, man, immediately. If they work for you, you pay them immediately. This is Exodus 23, verse 4. It says, if thou meet thine enemy's ox or his ass gone astray, thou shalt surely bring it back to him again. And we already read this, but just to reiterate, if thou see the ass of him that hateth thee lying under his burden. So if thou see the ass of him that hates you, if he bears some type of grudge towards you, if he loves you less, let's just put it like that. If he got a little thing for you, he loves you less, lying under his burden, and would forbear to help him. So I don't want to help him. What does it say? It says, thou shalt surely help with him. Compassion. Have some compassion on him. Thou shalt not rest the judgment of thy poor in his cause, man. Help him out. Be like, I don't really mess with him. I don't F's with him. No, you better F's with him. Or the Most High ain't going to F's with you. Exodus 21 and 33. Exodus 21 and 33. It says, if any man shall open a pit, or if a man shall dig a pit and not cover it, and an ox or an ass fall therein, the owner of the pit shall make it good and give money unto the owner of them, and the dead beast shall be his. So you're supposed to try to make things right. Have mercy on them, man. Make things right. So you're supposed to give money unto the owner of them, and the dead beast shall be yours. Then, it says, and if the man's ox hurt another's that he die, That was the point. Let me jump to Exodus 22 and verse 6. If fire break out and catch in thorns, so that the stacks of corn or the standing corn of the field be consumed therewith, he that kindleth the fire shall surely make restitution. So you got to make some type of restitution, when you do that, man. Make some type of restitution. So that, why is this all happening though? This is all happening so that, like we were going into in Deuteronomy 19, I think it was Deuteronomy 19 and 20. Let me just double check and make sure. Why is this happening? Why do you have to do that? It says, and those which remain shall hear and fear, and shall henceforth commit no more any such evil among you. So it's basically about, letting a certain spirit, continue among the brotherhood, man. It's about public justice, man. It's about justice. Really, it's about justice, and it's about letting a specific spirit continue. So, these are pretty much the top commandments. This is what Lord Yahweh Shai basically summed up. Deuteronomy 6 in verse 5. It says, and thou shalt love thy Lord, thy power with all thine heart and with all thy soul and with all thy might. Yeah, you got to do that. Love your Lord, love the Lord with everything you got, right? Leviticus 19 and 18, right? It says, thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord. So basically these two commandments, these two top commandments, they sum up the whole law. They basically sum up the whole law, which is speaking about having mercy, compassion, love, gentleness towards your neighbor. You know what I'm saying? This is Exodus 21 and 18. It says, and if men strive together and one smite another with a stone or with his fist, and he die not, but keepeth his bed, if he rise again and walk abroad upon his staff, then shall he that smote him be quit. Only he shall pay for the loss of his time, and shall cause him to be thoroughly healed. You know what I'm saying? So the law was about like restoration. It was about mercy. It was about public justice. And when it was about justice in general, it was about absolute justice. It wasn't about, what brothers want to make it be, man. It wasn't about like getting some type of being vengeful and getting revenge and private vengeance. It wasn't about that at all, man. So that's really just like the wickedness of men. So another way in which the law was about mercy is in Numbers 28. Numbers 28 and 9. Numbers 28 and 9, it says, and on the Sabbath day, 2 lambs of the first year without spot, and 2/10 deals of flour for a meat offering mingled with oil, and the drink offering thereof. This is the burnt offering of every Sabbath, beside the continual burnt offerings and the drink offering. So basically what's going on here is that the priest was doing service or performing service on the Sabbath. So, Lord Yahweh Shai basically spoke about this. The priests, they profaned the Sabbath days in the temple, and they were blameless. The reason they were able to profane the Sabbath days in the temple and are blameless is because the Most High is not like this. Like, come on, man. It's about having mercy. Like, allow me to do this service. You know what I'm saying? This service to you, and it's not about like doing this. It's about having mercy, man. Most High had mercy on the priests that were profaning the Sabbath days, man, and that were performing the services of the Most High, man. Because we see in the law in Deuteronomy 5 and 14. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord, thy power. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thine ox, nor thine ass, nor any of thy cattle, nor thy stranger. This is within thy gates. It says that thy manservant and thy maidservant may rest as well as you. You know what I'm saying? So those who do the services of the Most High, they get mercy when it comes to this law, man. Those doing the services of the Most High, they ultimately get mercy. You know, they get the mercy. You know what I'm saying? So once again, you know, we see mercy at play again. So let me go to Exodus. This is Exodus. It's Exodus 33. I said this, but I'm just going to leave off on this one. Exodus 33, verse 19. It says, and he said, I will make all my goodness pass before thee, and I will proclaim the name of the Lord before thee. And I will be gracious to whom I will be gracious, and I will show mercy on whom I will show mercy. So ultimately, the Most High is out here showing mercy, man. You know, he's out here showing mercy, loving kindness, and righteousness and judgment, man. And he's delighting in mercy. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Lord willing, this was edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekah, Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Enough respect to the brothers that's laboring to be in the right spirit, to be in the spirit. Lord Yahweh Shai came in. Till next time, Shalom.